Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through SkyMate version 2.8, a major update that brings new functionality and meaningful improvements to the overall flight experience. In this release, we are introducing a new EFB application ideal for VR support, improved phraseology, especially for weather briefings, Airspace advisories, new directional awareness. You can now ask things like, what's the bearing to my destination? And performance improvements along with a more flexible and responsive AI copilot. So let's jump right into it. I'm going to start by opening the SkyMate desktop application and showing you how to install the new EFB application. Once you download the latest version of SkyMate, the EFB will be automatically installed into your community folder. You'll then be able to access it directly from the cockpit panel inside MSFS. From the settings screen, you can also adjust the installation path if needed. For instance, if you want to reinstall or troubleshoot the EFB application setup. One important thing to keep in mind: to apply any updates to the EFB, you'll need to restart your simulator. This is because MSFS loads EFB applications only during the initial startup phase. So if you install or update a SkyMate while the simulator is already running, those changes won't be reflected until you restart. Once you open the EFB inside the simulator, you can access the All Applications section, and from there, you'll find the SkyMate app available directly. Now, while we're in the settings section, there are a couple of additional improvements worth highlighting. You can now select your preferred altimeter format. For example, if you're flying in the US, you can choose inches of mercury. If you're flying in Europe, you can switch to QNH. You'll also find a new toggle for background noise filtering. This is part of an upgraded voice recognition system that adds extra processing layers, making it easier for the copilot to understand you more accurately. Alright, let's start the flight. For this example, I'll be flying in California, from Porterville to Santa Monica. I have chosen this route because it involves complex airspace, which makes it a great scenario to showcase how the copilot proactively provides airspace advisories during the flight. Just keep in mind that airspace advisories are currently available for the US only, as that's where the data is most accessible. That said, we're actively exploring ways to expand this functionality worldwide. Alright, so diving into SkyMate's EFB, you'll notice that this is a simplified version of the desktop application, designed to give you everything you need directly inside the cockpit. Let's take a quick look at the different sections. First, you have the dashboard, where you can see a summary of your most important stats, including your level, rank, progress toward the next level, and your upcoming scheduled flight. Next, you have your weekly schedule. Here you can track which flights have already been completed, which one is coming up next, and you can even access the details of each flight directly from the EFB. Just keep in mind that you can only start the next scheduled flight from here. You'll also find the Special Missions section. In this view, you'll only see the mission you've previously selected and accepted from the desktop application. If nothing shows up here, it simply means you haven't accepted a special mission yet. Then, we have the aircraft hangar. To keep things clean and focused, the EFB only displays your currently active aircraft. From here, you can quickly switch aircraft. And as you can see, those changes are reflected in real time in the desktop application. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the Piper Aerostar 600 so we can start that flight. Now, I'll return to the weekly schedule, select the next flight, and click Start Flight. As you already know, it takes a moment to initialize the flight context, and once it's ready, you'll see a new section appear with all the details of your active flight. Let's take a look at how that works.
Captain, your co-pilot is online. Checklists are standing by. And I am ready to go when you are. For departure from Porterville Mooney, I would favor runway 30 with the current wind 240 at 4 knots unless ATC assigns something different.
Actually, we will depart from runway 12.
Copy runway 12 for departure. I will treat that as the plan unless ATC changes it.
In this case, I informed my copilot that we had a different runway assigned for departure. And as you can see, the copilot correctly acknowledges and adapts to that instruction. This is part of the improved flexibility in how the copilot understands and responds to you. Now, let's take a look at the updated weather prompts. How's the weather today?
Wind 240 at 4. Clear 28 degrees. Altimeter 299
The copilot now delivers weather updates using more natural and realistic phraseology. It also adapts to your selected altimeter settings, so the information is provided in the format you're used to. Let me switch the scenario so that you can see how this works with a different weather setup and with the altimeter set to hectopascals. How's the weather today?
Wind 290 at 5, light rain 10 degrees. QNH 1006.
This was in Germany with light rain conditions. Let's go back to California. How are you doing today, Sarah?
Doing well, Captain. I am monitoring the systems and navigation. Approach setup for Santa Monica Mooney. You are about 20 nautical miles out. If tower does not assign one. Runway 21 looks most favorable from winds 240 at 4 knots. Pattern altitude is about 1,170 feet mean sea level.
We will actually land on runway 03.
Copy runway 03 for arrival. I will treat that as the plan unless ATC changes it. Pattern call for Santa Monica Mooney. You are about 10 nautical miles out. Plan to join a left downwind for runway 03 at 1,170 feet mean sea level, unless ATC or the chart requires something different.
As you can see, I changed the landing runway, and the copilot correctly updated the pattern call to reflect the new runway assignment.
Burbank class Charlie ahead about 2 miles, bearing 058. Surface to 4,800 feet. Confirm the chart before entering.
And there we had a Class Charlie airspace advisory. Let's see what comes next.
Los Angeles class Bravo ahead about 5 miles, bearing 162. Surface to 10,000 feet. Confirm the chart before entering.
What's the bearing to my destination?
Destination is behind you to the left, bearing 093, about 3 miles.
What's the bearing to my destination?
Destination is off your left, bearing 060, about 5 miles.
And finally, after landing, I'll open the EFB and click on Complete Flight. It takes just a couple of seconds to close the flight, and you'll see those changes reflected both in the EFB and in the desktop application. As you've seen throughout this demo, key interactions like communicating with your copilot, starting and completing flights, and managing your aircraft are now fully integrated into the EFB experience. This is just the first version, and we'll continue evolving the EFB alongside the rest of SkyMate. Your feedback plays a huge role in shaping what comes next, so we'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you enjoy SkyMate. Happy flying!